All right, so it is Monday. We are still working on multiplying whole numbers times fractions. Let's do a quick review. What you're going to do is you're going to listen to me as I work, and then I'm going to show you a couple of problems. Then I'm going to start asking you to pause the video. When you pause it, you're going to work it out by yourself, and then unpause it to check your answer. Okay? All right, so first, let's go over a couple of things from last week. So last week we started on multiplying whole numbers by fractions, but we started by talking about multiples. So when we're talking about multiples, those are just like your skip counting. So multiples of 2 are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Multiples of 5, 5, 10, 15, 20. Multiples of 10, 10, 20, 30. So you get the point. So if you're looking at multiples of our fractions, and say I'm looking for multiples of 1/4. Now 1/4 is a unit fraction. All unit fractions have a numerator of 1. So unit fractions are any of these numbers. This is not a unit fraction. Okay, so remember unit fractions are numerator of 1. So if I'm going to talk about the multiples of just the number 1, 1 times 1, 1. 1 times 2, 2. 1 times 3, you get the point. So our multiples of 1 are endless because any number, times itself is 1, or any number times 1 is itself. That is your identity property of multiplication. So if I had 1/4 one time, I have 1/4. If I have 1/4 two times, I have 2/4. 1/4 three times, 3/4. So the multiples of the unit fraction 1/4 would be 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, because that doesn't change the size. Showing that as a picture. There's my 1/4 in one group. Now I have two groups of 1/4. So 1/4 times 2, 1 and 2. All right, so multiples of non-unit fractions. So let's say I have the number 5/8. So if I have 5/8 one time, I just have 5/8. If I have 5/8 two times, now I have 10/8. If I have 5/8 three times, I have 5, 10, 15 eighths. Okay, so that's the same thing as saying 5/8 times 3 is 15 eighths. So what we're doing when we're multiplying our fraction times a whole number, we're going to put in number 1 underneath our whole number, and we're going to multiply across. So next thing, should I leave my answer as an improper fraction? And the answer is no. But we will get to that in just a second. So let's look at our paper. You should have this paper right in front of you on your teacher table. If you get stuck, your substitute is there to give you a hand. All right, so for number 1, I have 6 times 3/8. All right, so our strategy is to put a 1 underneath our whole number, multiply across. 6 times 3 is 18. 1 times 8 is 8. So if I had drawn it out, I have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 eighths. All right, so to convert our improper fraction into a mixed number, we need to divide our numerator by our denominator or do repeated subtraction. So I'm going to be subtracting 8 eighths. That leaves me with 10 eighths. Doing it again. And that leaves me with 2 eighths. So I go back and circle how many times I did that. And that was 1 and 2 times. And I'm left with 2 eighths. Division strategy. 8 can't go into 1. Bring down our 8. 8 can go into 18 two times. Leaves us with 2. And our remainder becomes our numerator. And our denominator stays the same. So our answer here is 2 and 2 8s. Okay, so for 3 3/4, we're going to use our strategy. We're going to drop a 1 underneath our whole number and multiply across. And then we're going to divide to find our mixed number. So 3 times 3/4, so 1 under. 3 times 3 is 9. 1 times 4 is 4. Changing my improper fraction to a mixed number. 4 can go into 9 2 times. 4 times 2 is 8. Leaves me with 1. I'll make my remainder, my numerator, my denominator stays the same. Okay, so that's one strategy. Another strategy would be to draw it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Go back. I have 1, 2 whole objects and 1/4. Okay, 4 times 2 sevenths. Again, drop a 1 underneath our whole number, multiply across. 4 times 2 is 8. 1 times 7 is 7. Dividing our numerator by our denominator. 7 can go into 8 one time. 7 times 1 is 7. That leaves me with 1, which is my numerator. Denominator stays the same. All right, so go ahead and pause your video once you complete and complete number 4. Once you're finished, come back and check your answers. All right, there is all of your work for number 4. 8 times 6 ninths equaled 48 ninths. And then you divide your numerator by your denominator, and your final answer is 5 3 ninths. Right, work on numbers 5 and 6, and when you finish them both, unpause and check your answers. All right, numbers 5 and 6. Number 5, you had 9 times 4/5, which give you 36/5. You divide your numerator by your denominator, convert your improper fraction to a mixed number. 36 divided by 5 was 7. That left us with 1 left over, so 1 was our remainder, so 1/5. Number 6, we had 2 times 11/12, which gave us 22/12, and I used the different strategy, the repeated subtraction. I subtracted 12/12, which was equal to that 1 right there, and that left me with 10/12 left over for 1 and 10/12. Right, numbers 7 and 8. Give it a pause. All right, number 7, 2 times 5/8. So you had 2 times 5 give you 10. 1 times 8, 8. Divide your numerator by your denominator. 8 can go into 10 one time. So 1 times 8 is 8. Left us with 2, so 1 and 2 eighths. You don't have to simplify it, but for those of you that really wanted to, 1 and 2 eighths is equal to 1 and 1/4. All right, so for number 8, 5 times 1/3. I give you 2 different strategies again. So we multiply, we got 5/3. I drew it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/3 was equal to 1 whole and 2/3. I also did our normal strategy of dividing our numerator by our denominator. All right, so I'm going to have you pause now and go ahead and complete 9, 10, 11, 12 if the teacher says you have time. If not, have a great day, and I'm pretty sure you're going to hear my voice again tomorrow. If not, go ahead and work those out and give it a pause and come back and check your answers. All right, there are your final answers for 9, 10, 11, and 12. Y'all have a great day.